Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. One of those high schoolers is soon to be graduating from our homeschool, which is crazy. Today I am going to be sharing the brand new Erin Condren Life Planner with you. I'm so excited. I have been using Erin Condren Life Planners since 2013 or 2014. I went back to look through all of my planners that I still have, and the earliest one that I had was from 2014. It was when I had Lucy and documented her entire first year. And so I loved kind of looking through that. It was such a blast from the past. And I have been an affiliate for Erin Condren since 2015. This year, it's a little bit different. I am still an affiliate. They have revamped their whole program. They have creators now and also affiliates. So I'm an affiliate. I'm not a creator. They did send me this planner. I'm so excited to flip through it with you. I was hoping to have this up earlier, but I did not get this until it's Thursday afternoon when I'm filming this. I'm about ready to start my live stream for my membership community, and tomorrow we are going on a college visit for Emma. So this will probably not go up until Easter, which that's a great day to post this video. But EC Insider Launch Day is Monday the 21st. And if you're not an EC Insider, it is free to sign up. I will leave my affiliate link in the description box if you would like to shop through that link. It does not cost you anything extra. I would love for you to support me in that way if you would like. No pressure, totally fine if you don't. I am unsure about all of the stuff this year. Usually I have so much more lead time going into launch. When I look at different layouts, I typically have a couple of different designs as well as a daily planner, but this is what I got in my box. And it is the little welcome packet, which if you've watched any videos, you will have known already that they have revamped this. So we will go through this together. And then I do also have the Hexagon Vertical Weekly, which is the planner that I have been using since the beginning. That Vertical Weekly planner is what I have always used. I have tried every single layout that they have, but every year that I do that, I end up purchasing the Vertical Weekly in addition to the other layout. And then I just use my Vertical Weekly. I love it. I love my planning system. I do have a whole playlist of Plan With Me's if you are interested. So I'm going to take the plastic off of this, and then we will look at what is in this little welcome packet together. So we have a dual tip marker, and this is in black, and it has a fine tip on one side and then the marker tip on the other side. I love the dual tip markers. I really wish that they had sent me the new dual tip marker set that matches every month's color. I will be getting that on Monday. I use all of the dual tip markers in my planning for goals, for time blocking. I have been using the Erin Condren pens since they have had them, which has been quite a while at this point. I do have specific colors for everything. These are the new ones with the little asterisks on them. And then these ones are, I believe these ones were last year's, they're highlighters. I think these were part of the blooms last year, if I remember correctly. And then I did pick up the new dual tip markers this year. These are all goal colors that I use. So I love these, and I am so excited that they have decided to include a dual tip marker in this little packet. Now, I did see something today that said the marker may not always be black. They may include other colors. So the only ones that I have seen have been black, but just an FYI, it's possible you will get a different color, but I use these all the time. Absolutely love them. Then instead of the compliment cards, which you usually get in the little, I don't know, free packet thing, you now have 2 postcards, which I think is so cute. One says, "Friendship is a gift that lasts," with this pretty blue color and some flowers. And then this one just says, "Hello." And I don't think I've sent a postcard for many years, but I can definitely picture myself just putting this up on my planner stand area, which is on top of my bookshelves in my office, just for decorations. And then instead of 2 20% off codes, now you have one. I'm not going to show it to you. I am planning on using this because there are a lot of things that I am interested in for Monday. I may do another video. Last year I did do a whole launch day order video, but because this particular video is going up so late, I don't know if that will be on launch day. I can pretty much guarantee it will not be on launch day. So I obviously have the hexagon print. It has this beautiful gold foil accent. It is the gold coil. I always get the rose gold coil, and I have ever since they started offering that. I think my first coil may have been plastic, and then they moved to the platinum. And then after the platinum, for a couple of years, then they started to offer other options. But as soon as the rose gold option was a thing, that was the one that I always got. Now, last year, they did redesign the ruler that comes with the life planner. And so now it is this stencil ruler, which I think is really cool. And actually, I've seen some people talk about this lately and point out things that I just never even considered. I'm not a big stencil person, but for instance, this is like a mini monthly calendar. When I looked at it, I was thinking, oh, it's some sort of like habit tracker thing. And these are just check boxes. That's what I was thinking. And then this up here is perfect for the highlighters. So you can draw a straight line, which, guys, if you've watched any of my Plan With Me's, let me actually grab my planner. I'm terrible with drawing straight lines. I just come through and do the best I can, but having a stencil that would draw a straight line, well, that's smart and not something I ever considered. Anyways, this is great. It does have a tab up at the top, so you can like hold your place if you want. I don't tend to use this, but I think it is a great addition. This is the ruler that I use for everything when I am drawing some sort of a line, which is not often. Okay, so you can have this personalized. Here's my name, Heather, on the front. This looks like they gave me the 12-month planner. I always get the 18-month planner, and I do like to add on the add-on pages. Last year, I think, was the first time that they allowed you to do add-on pages, and they have lined pages, they have productivity, they have goals, and then they also have the budget add-on pages, which were new for the monthly planner last year. And I think that I have a review of those budget planner pages, and I will show you the goals pages here that I did get last year. I got them for Emma and for myself, and I have not used them, but I really, really like the layout of these goal pages, and they do have a little tab here. So I think that I will most likely order an 18-month planner with the line pages, the extra line pages. I just love that, having the extra line space. That's my dream, just to have so much paper in front of me. So this is the beautiful hexagon cover. I was unsure when I first saw this, and that's almost always how I am when I first see the colorful design. My eye is always drawn to whatever their floral design is, and I absolutely love bouquet. But this is growing on me, and it does remind me of the kaleidoscope design that they had several years ago. That was one of my absolute favorite designs that they did. In fact, I purchased rose gold kaleidoscope covers for all of my planners, and if you've watched me for any length of time, you know that I use pretty much all of the Erin Condren planners. I have a weekly, I have a daily duo, I have a monthly planner, which I use for financial planning. I have the teacher planner for my homeschool planning. So I absolutely love that design. And this just screams original Erin Condren to me. And I really like that. Now, I also love the Etta V covers and designs that they've had the past couple of years, and really, really like them. But this is kind of fun, and I am excited to see something more classic EC, I think. Again, the gold coil is an upcharge. It's $10. They also have rose gold, which I mentioned, and then I believe they also have a multicolor option. They have had a different kind of multicolor coil for the past couple of years, but it's different each year, and I'm not sure what it is for this year. There is the vellum, which is totally plain, and that is different. Even in the neutral planner last year, the vellum was, I'm not even sure if this is going to come through on the camera, but there are little asterisks on this vellum. This is completely plain. And then in the colorful version, since they started having this vellum page, they had the design printed on it. And I actually kind of missed that. I wish that the design was on the vellum. It's very pretty. This is very pretty, but I wish it was included on this. And just to show you Emma's planner as well, this is the rose gold coil. And she got the blooms design last year. Bold blooms, I think is what it was called. Is that what it's called? It doesn't tell me on the front. And her vellum also has the little asterisks. So I think from what I've seen, all of the vellum is plain now. I wish there was a design. This is very, very pretty, very, very colorful. I really like that. And I, of course, got the vertical layout to share with you. So then you open it up and you have this beautiful hexagon design. It says, celebrate every facet of the journey. And I have seen that the quotes are different now, but I'm not sure if they were like these quotes. Let me see. All right, my Daily Duo does not have a quote page at the front. But this one for the canvas last year, celebrate the movement of life and all of its perfectly imperfect moments, and then bloom into a new era and align your purpose. And I think that they have changed all of the quotes. So you get into your mini monthly calendars, and I absolutely love this. I think that they have updated the font. It's going to be hard to compare because this is an A5 and this is a 7x9. Let me see, do I have another? Okay, so this is my monthly planner and it does look just a little bit different. I really like it though. I think that it's very, very pretty and it's nice and bold. That was one of the things that made me choose the canvas design last year instead of the bold blooms, because the bold blooms seemed a little bit lighter to me on the font, and I like a darker font. Then you get into your 12 boxes, and these I've used for all kinds of different things. Vacations, I've used it for financial planning, I've done goal breakdowns. In my Daily Duo, I actually have my weekly cleaning projects, my home cleaning projects, and I list those out in here. You can use this however you want. I know some people don't use it. I like to use it. I really like the little bit of color up in the corners. It's not too much. I do wish that these were colored lines instead of this gray, but like to coordinate with the colors of the tabs, but I really do like the hexagon design. So then you get to another new section this year, which is the inclusion of both May and June of 2025 in your planner for the monthly calendar sections. It does not have weekly sections, but it does have May and June, so that you can start doing a little bit of planning pretty much as soon as you get your planner. I know when we buy our planners in April and they don't start until July, we want to start using them immediately. Last year, I always get an 18-month planner, but last year I actually transitioned into my planner for May. I used October and November, which lined up with May and June, and just relabeled the month. So you can certainly do that as well if you get an 18-month planner, but they do, if you want the weekly pages, but they do have May and June monthly calendars in here, which is really nice. And the other thing that I notice is that the design is not into the coil anymore. It's just in the corner, and it's really not all that much either. It doesn't say notes here. The font, again, is just a little bit different than it was last year. Last year, the font for the year is a little bit more bold. This is a little bit thinner, but really, really excited. And then you move into the bulk of the planner, and wow, this is beautiful. And it is so bright. I don't know if that will come through on the camera or not, because honestly, I did not think it was going to be this bright, but it's a beautiful, beautiful saturated blue color. It starts with a lined page right here to start off your month. Then you have your quote page, progress over perfection, absolutely. And then you move into your July monthly calendar, and you have the Hexagon Design up at the top, your notes section. There is a little holiday listed here. They list an awful lot of holidays in the Erin Condren Life Planners. They do have a heritage and awareness observances, I think I'm saying that right, page in the back with more holidays on it that you can include, but they do print a lot of holidays in here. I tend to white all of them out because I use pretty much all of the space for writing in appointments and other things for the month. Then the next section is completely revamped, and this is a dashboard section, I guess is what I would call it. And I'm comparing it to my canvas from last year. I'm sorry I don't have a colorful one to kind of show you how I use this. So the way that I use this section is that this is my focus, my weekly focus, and I really like to have that focus for each week. And then I have a to buy section, and then I have a to watch section, and that is any movies or TV shows that are coming out. I would probably cross off this to-do list with some whiteout. I like these little Tombow correction tapes. They match the paper quite well, and I would just white that out and probably list any shows or movies over here. There's always a lot of Hallmark movies that come out in the fall. And then the football schedule. So there's usually quite a bit that I keep track of here. I love that they have replaced the dot grid section with line space. I don't know what I would use this for, but I really appreciate that they have line space and it's lined here. This is the only section that doesn't have lines. And honestly, that is so much better for me because I do not write straight at all, and having lines is very, very helpful. They're very faint. There is a little bit of a faint blue color here, so I'm assuming that's how it's going to be for all of the dashboard pages. Yes, so it's just going to be a very, very faint color up at the top of these two boxes. I really like this a lot. I think that this is a great upgrade, and I'm glad that they have done it. This section over here, it's another line page, and what I've been using this for all of this past year is to just write one line a day, one positive thought each day. And obviously there aren't enough lines to do 31 days, so I do have the first few lines kind of split in half when it's a 31-day month, but I just come in and write something positive or something funny that the kids did or some sort of memory. It's a very easy way for me to do memory keeping, which is something that I'm working a little bit more on this year. I'm trying to get back into that. Then you move into your vertical weekly layout, and I love this layout. It is so functional for me. The way that I have used these boxes ever since they were labeled morning, noon, and night, or afternoon, morning, afternoon, evening. What were they named now? I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find that. But I've always done to do, to go, like appointments or things outside the house, to create, which often is my work-related tasks, or if I'm doing any sort of craft project, that also goes in here. And then down on the bottom in the shaded section, I will put meals. Now, one new thing is that they have gotten rid of the little mini monthly calendar that is over on the side, and honestly, it never really bothered me to have that, and I would just highlight the week. I mean, it was a little funny because this is a Monday start for the week, but the monthly calendar was always a Sunday start, so it wouldn't quite line up, but I would just highlight the week. It didn't really bother me to have that calendar here, but I know a lot of people didn't like it, so now it is gone. So you have this whole note section, you have your 3 boxes plus some line space down here to do whatever you want with. I mean, it's really whatever you would like to do. And this is how it is going to be through the entire planner. So this is a little bit strange to me, and I don't know if this is how it normally is. I feel like anytime the first is in the middle of the week, this whole week gets moved to the next month's tab, but maybe that's not how it's been. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that like in the past, so this is October's tab, and I have September 30th as Monday. because the 1st is on a Tuesday, but it's behind the October tab. I don't know. Maybe that will be different as we go through the planner. Okay, and then you have August dashboard, line page, and moving right into your weekly planning pages. Again, they have updated the font. I think it's so pretty and it's very clear. This whole design of the vertical hasn't really changed at all, except for the font and then the removal of the monthly calendar. But the font and the hexagon design just scream old school EC to me, and I am definitely here for it. So then you have your next line page, which the color will match the following month. So this technically goes with September, but you can use it however you want. You can use it as like a wrap up of the previous month or pre-planning for the next month, however you want to use it. September, here is your dashboard for September and your weekly planning pages. Then October, beautiful orange, your October monthly calendar, your October dashboard. See, yep, it must have just been that July one. Maybe that it's just July. Then your October weekly planning pages. So let's just go through all of the quote pages, the quote divider pages. So you have November calendar, November dashboard, December, and this is new. I'm not sure how I feel about this particular page. This does not scream December to me. Even though they have changed the color from the lime green, it seems more like camouflage now, and I absolutely love green. I love this new green color that they're using. This color right here. I also love the lime green color, which is this was last year's. This is the monthly planner again, but this green, lime green tab, while not Christmassy, it is one of my favorite colors. And I actually, when I was looking at my old planners last night, it used to be a much deeper forest green, maybe not forest green, a little bit lighter than forest green, but it was definitely more Christmas tree green, I guess I would say. I'm unsure about kind of the yellowy tones in here, but I love this part of it, this tab, and I love this part. This I'm less sure of. Sorry guys, just had to point that out. Then you have the December dashboard, your December weekly calendar, January. Again, this is super bright to me. I love it, but it's much brighter in person than I expected from all of the pictures that I've seen. January dashboard, January weekly layout. I love this blue color for January. It's so pretty. Then you have February calendar, February dashboard, February weekly planner pages. Okay, so I think that it just depends. I'm not entirely sure why some weeks are behind the previous month and some are behind the next month. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. I love this font. And honestly, it looks, I'm gonna have to pull out my old planners and take some pictures for you guys. Okay, then we move into March monthly calendar, 2026. How is that even possible? March dashboard pages, March weekly planning pages, April monthly calendar, April dashboard. You guys are gonna be bored of me continuing to say the month. And then we have May calendar, May dashboard pages, May weekly planning pages, and then June is technically the last month. June calendar, June dashboard, June weekly pages, but they did, I believe, start maybe last year, including July. So it's a 13-month calendar if you get the 12 months. If you get the 18 months, it just goes through December of 2026. This is so pretty. Again, same color as the start. Then you have your monthly calendar, and they do give you all of the weeks right through August 2nd. And then you get into your notes pages, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 notes pages. Here's your heritage and awareness observances. Let's keep in touch. And then 2027 future planning, I can't even think about that. You are able to get the add-ons, and they would come right after the notes section. And I think before the heritage and awareness, I believe. And so again, you can get the goals, the budget, the extra notes pages, or the productivity pages. And then they have revamped the stickers. And I think what essentially they have done is taken the design, the printed design off. These are beautiful rose gold foil. These are gold foil. These are the happy birthday stickers, and they have changed these. These are gold foil, and then these are silver foil, just your label stickers. And then this in the back, I'm a little sad that this is not a beautiful hexagon folder. This was last year's folder, and I loved it. And the year prior also had a beautiful folder. This is a little plain to me, but still a very, very beautiful planner. So this is it, guys. I am excited about this planner. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have absolutely been so excited about that dashboard layout. Is there any possibility that I can fit everything that I put on a weekly planning page on that dashboard layout? I'm unsure. I mean, I'm a multiple planner person. If you've watched any of my Plan With Me's, you will know I start with a brain dump each week, and then I work on my weekly plan and putting things on particular days, and then I do daily planning in my daily duo. I definitely have some ideas. I'm unsure on finalized plans at this point, but as soon as I know, you guys will know as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new, I am so happy to have you here. I would love for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified of all of my future videos. If you have questions about anything with regards to the launch this week, definitely let me know. I will have everything linked in the description box for you. I'm excited to see some old school EC in the lineup. I wish that there were more accessories. I don't have any accessories to share with you guys. I am really looking forward to those dual tip markers that match every month color for the Hexagon design. I probably will not get the other markers. I was kind of hoping to see some new highlighters because I wanted some brighter highlighters for color coding. I would love to see these brighter colors have highlighters. While I like these highlighters, they are just a little more muted than I would like, but maybe that's coming in a future launch potentially. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like more help and encouragement around home and planning and homeschool and goals, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. That link is always in the description box. Again, I can't wait for the launch, and I would love to hear what you are planning on getting. If you are getting something on launch, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.